Hello there, and welcome to Dundee. Now, as many of you may or may not know, Dundee itself does have a small airport, and today we're here to take quite a unique flight in the sense that Dundee Airport, for the first time in 3 or 4 years, is getting a new route, and that is Dundee to Shetland on Loganair. Now, I don't actually know what type of aircraft we're on yet, because the seating wasn't available to book. So let's get to the airport, see what aircraft we're on, and let's make our way up to Shetland. Let's go.
Today I decided to walk to the airport rather than take a bus, as I think Dundee has one of the best seafront walks of any Scottish city in my opinion. From the railway station you simply have to walk past the V&A Museum and the Discovery. There you will find this footpath that will actually take you all the way along the coast to the airport. Along the way you can see trains using the rail bridge. Dundee has quite a sad history with rail bridges, as is remembered by these beautiful memorial standing stones. Dundee Airport is actually used more for flight tutoring and pilot lessons. You will pass the pilot school area on your left as you walk to the airport, like we have today. It's a very pleasant walk with a lot of greenery. I did notice something worrying though that we didn't get on film. I noticed that an ATR 42 was departing from the runway. As the London City flight is the only other flight before our Shetland flight, this didn't bode well for us, as it would be the same plane picking us up to go to Shetland. Loganair is using Dundee as a stopover for London City to Shetland to create a non-stop air bridge between the two.
Hi there.
Flight?
Yeah.
Just take a seat, it's 2 hours delayed, that's the London just left. So
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, a bit sweaty after that walk. It is actually deceivingly warm today, considering it's overcast. Got a bit of steam still up there. Yeah, it looks like the flight to Sumburgh is delayed by 2 hours. Sort of getting used to it now with these first flights, but yeah, can't be helped. Sort of have the airport all to myself though. I think I'm the only passenger here, so I don't know if there aren't going to be many people getting on from Dundee, considering I've arrived sort of an hour before it was expected to leave. But yeah, we just have to wait here now for 2 hours extra, so better get settled in for a 3-hour wait.
Soon enough though, the terminal did start to get busy with other passengers.
So I've just decided to come for a little walkabout because the flight is delayed by about 2.5 hours. We've just been told that it's just taken off from London City Airport, so we'll just wait and see how long it takes to get up here. It is an ATR 42 that we're on, so just got to wait for the plane to land, wait for the passengers to disembark, and then we can get on the plane and head to Sumburgh. You can't blame anybody at the airport. There's no point in getting angry at these kind of things. You just stress yourself out really, so.
I've got to say, all credit to Loganair. When it was clear it was going to be a 2-hour delay, the staff came around with £5 vouchers for every passenger to get something to eat and drink at the small cafe in the airport. The most I've ever had was £3 for a delay of similar length, so well done Loganair. After a long but pleasant wait, it was time to head through security and into departures. So just a quick point, all the staff at Dundee Airport were great. Every single one of them went above and beyond to make every passenger as comfortable as possible, despite the delay situation, so hats off to them. After getting through security, I decided to find a spot to watch out for our inbound aircraft arriving from London City Airport. Soon after the ATR 42 taxied up to the terminal, it was time for boarding. It didn't look like any passengers from London City were getting off at Dundee.
Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect, cheers. Thank you.
I have to say at this point I was requested by a few passengers and members of staff for them not to be in this video, so I have cut the video around those requests. We must always respect people's right to their own privacy when we are filming, so if you're wondering why the edits get a little jumpy from here on, then that's why. But anyway, after getting settled into my seat and with a short safety demonstration done, it was a quick taxi out to the runway and then we were off. Flight time today should be 1 hour 20 minutes, which makes this one of the longer domestic flights in Scotland. It was a relatively quiet flight today. Soon after taking off, the cabin crew came around offering tea and coffee with a tub of water and biscuits. Of course I went for a Dunnock's wafer. I truly believe you'd be hard pressed to find a better biscuit in the air. Legroom on the ATR 42 is pretty decent, although later on I'll show you a bit of a cheat for the return flight. Descending through the clouds, we got our first look at the southern tip of the Shetland Islands. Today the plane takes a big sweeping loop around to arrive into Sumburgh from the north. Sumburgh Airport, like Aberdeen, is always very busy, due in part to the oil industry in the North Sea. We were warned that it was windy today, and to be careful when disembarking and walking across the tarmac. I mean, how bad could it be?
Anyways, welcome to Shetland, welcome to Sumburgh. So yeah, that was the first flight from Dundee to Shetland. But now we got to turn around straight away and go back through security because the flight was delayed, so now we've got to go through security again and get back down to Dundee. So let's go.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Take your time. You go down and up, follow this young man. You're
Perfect, thanking you. After security, it was straight back into the wind. After all the pre-flight requirements had been met, we taxied our way out to the same runway we came in on. And with that, we were on our way on the first flight from Sumburgh to Dundee. So at this point, I did promise you guys a little cheat. If you're booking on one of Loganair's ATR 42s, try and nab yourself a seat on row 11. It just has tons of legroom. Again, we got the complimentary drinks and snacks. I decided to have a little doze myself on the flight down. I woke up just as we were on approach to Dundee, to some great views over Fife, I must say. For this flight, I paid £220 for the return trip, which for a flight up to Shetland and back is a pretty average price at time of recording. It would be good to see the price come down a bit in future, but time will tell.
So there we have it. The first flight from Shetland to Dundee, and vice versa. Honestly, I think it's great that they've got these routes going now, especially considering that Dundee Airport never really gets any attention from many airlines. Flybe used to fly from Dundee to Amsterdam. When that went, that was Dundee Airport's last ever international route. So the fact that it's starting to get some more routes is just good news for Dundee. And even though that you saw there, the flight that we were on only had 4 people from Sumburgh Shetland to Dundee. If more people from Dundee start using these routes, then they'll only expand and have more routes from Dundee Airport, which I think is such a good thing, considering the only airport serving Dundee has 3 routes. And fair enough, Dundee is in very close proximity to the likes of Edinburgh and Aberdeen. But for its own airport to have these routes is just such a good thing. That's just my opinion. The more routes from Dundee, the better. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed those 2 flights. And if you did like this video, people, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it does help out a lot. And as always, people, we will see you in the next one.